Here's how this works. Water, salt, and pepper, those are freebies. Your pantry, it better have flour, oil, vinegar, mustard, and garlic. Beyond that, you'll only need 5 more ingredients and 25 minutes to put an entree or entire meal on the table. So, shop, set the clock, and let's dish out. Our first ingredient will be some balsamic vinegar, not quite the same as what we have in the pantry, so we'll have to use an ingredient for that. Grab some fresh basil, a handful of nice ripe tomatoes. I'm using Roma, but any type would be just fine here. A little bit of bread and some chicken cutlets, and we can get to work. First up, we'll make a really quick little marinade for our chicken by seasoning it with salt and freshly cracked pepper, crushing in a couple of cloves of fresh garlic from the pantry, splashing in a couple tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a tablespoon or so of Dijon from the pantry, and a 1/4 cup or so of olive oil. And we'll just give that a thorough mix and marinate that chicken for a few minutes. You could certainly do this for longer, but in 25 minutes, we ain't got time for that. So while that's marinating, we will go ahead and take a nice little sandwich piece of bread here and just cut that into some nice crouton or, just little rounds. Set those aside, and we'll go ahead and pop our chicken onto the grill. We're doing a little grilling series here for the last few episodes of 5 and 25. So we're gonna put that down around 400 degrees. Next up, we're gonna make our bruschetta topping, which will involve a couple of these tomatoes. We'll just go ahead and cut the stem end off, remove all of that pulp and liquid because that's just gonna make our sauce and topping watery. And then we'll go ahead and give a nice fine slice and dice to these tomatoes. Once that's all done, go ahead and put that in a bowl and grab 8 to 10 basil leaves, less or more depending on how big they are. Really, it's just all to taste. We'll roll those up, something I have absolutely no experience with, of course, and then we will grab a very sharp knife and carefully drag that from forward to backward through the basil. This is going to prevent us from bruising those leaves and tearing it too badly. Nice little chiffonade there. We'll just sprinkle that on top of our tomatoes. Hit that with a little bit more freshly crushed garlic, salt and pepper. Guys, as always, the exact amounts and instructions are down below for you. Another sprinkle of balsamic and some more good quality olive oil. Definitely want to use good quality olive oil here if you have it or can spring for it. Much better flavor, especially in the raw form. Now, lest you think we are going to waste any of that amazing flavor from that chicken marinade, no. We're going to toss those little bread rounds and all that marinade, add a little extra olive oil if you need to. These are going to be seasoned beautifully. So once we're ready to turn our chicken, and it's about halfway done, which this is, looking absolutely juicy and perfect, we'll throw down our croutons and just let those get a nice char on each side. I can't give you an exact amount of time here because it's going to depend entirely on what kind of grill you're using, how much heat is in that grill, and really how crusty and toasty you want this bread. I want it to be nice and crispy, but still have just a touch of tenderness and softness right in the very center. So once I've reached that stage, I'll pull it off and just give those a few minutes to rest. You don't want to cover them up and trap any steam. You want to keep them nice and crispy. Check out these beautiful grilled chicken cutlets. Oh, so much flavor from that mustard and vinegar in the marinade. Of course, all the extra flavor that smoke and char from the grill provides. Come on, let's get that last little cutlet and get ready to plate all this up. We're going to start by making some breadcrumbs out of our croutons, and this is up to you, as with most things around dishing out. Make it as fine or as rustic as you'd like. I definitely want some texture to mine, but I do want it to be relatively fine as well. That was looking just about perfect. I'm serving this next to some rice, but a nice side salad, some roasted potatoes, or even pasta would be great. We'll spoon over a generous spoonful of that bruschetta topping, those marinated tomatoes, that sweet and pungent basil, a nice raw garlic bite in there. And then here's where I think most bruschetta chicken recipes go wrong. They either don't have any bread component or it's like a fried cutlet. And either way, you're not getting that crunch that you desire from the bruschetta chicken. And so I think this crunchy breadcrumb topping is absolutely divine and the perfect touch, along with a little drizzle of balsamic glaze and a couple leaves of basil for garnish. As always around here at Dishing Out, I am seeking new ways to liven up the boring chicken breast, and I think this is an absolute winner. That chicken is perfectly cooked and juicy, nice and smoky from the grill, great tang, and umami notes from that balsamic vinegar and mustard in the marinade. That topping is cool and fresh. It's a beautiful spring or summer dish. Obviously, very quick to come together and very tasty. So, thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll give this dish a try and let me know what you think. Or at the very least, I guess get out of here and go grill something delicious.